Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? Hey, Digi. Hey, Tire. Morning, morning, morning. Ah, mm. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay. All right. This easing up. What you just heard was my physical reaction to my the reason why I take pain pills. The I compare it to laying up against an electrical fence and getting that momentary shock. And it usually runs up my legs and into my back. Usually, that was a short one. So, but yeah. Oh, okay. A lot of things I want to catch up on. I was trying to, I was actually researching a bill to prove a point, and that's why I was a few minutes late getting started here this morning. That and ramen didn't pop in to remind me what time it was getting to be, so we can blame ramen for this. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. My grandson came over yesterday. Well, while I was, him and the wife went out to the uh, couple of places and had fun yesterday while I was trying to get caught up on some sleep. Then they come back to the house and he brought some gummy bears and chocolate chip cookies. And we sat here at the and ate gummy bears and chocolate chip cookies and horse played for a while. And he watched some cartoons for about 20 minutes and then got quickly bored of that. Then we went and had sword fights with them foam swords. And he was using two of those foam swords. I was using those foam noodles, swimming pool noodles. And we went outside and had a sword fight for about an hour. Where these kids get all that energy, I just wish to suck it up into me. But yeah, it was that was a good day on yesterday afternoon. That was my day. Then made up some BLTs for dinner. BLTs with fried egg. I put some garlic butter on mine and regular butter on the wife's. The garlic butter really topped that off good, though. My homemade garlic butter. That really topped off that egg, that BLT with egg. Made that really good sandwich. Had that and some tater tots for supper, and that was, well, like I said, that was a good dinner, and that was basically my day. Back to bed at 9, up at 4. Well, 3:30 is when I woke up. I just laid in bed until 4. I don't know if y'all, how many of y'all have got these smart watches that connect up to your phone and tie up into your, and you wear them when you sleep, so it can track your sleep pattern. Well, I was talking to a good friend of mine, and he was complaining, that how bad his sleep pattern is on his, and he was showing me on his watch the breakdown of his sleep pattern. I'm like, so I pulled out my phone, opened up the Samsung Health app, pulled up my sleep pattern. And he's going, You got an hour and a half of deep sleep last night? Like, yeah, why? And he pulled his up and he got like 30 minutes of deep sleep. And I was only in bed for about 5 hours. He was in bed for 8. He just could not believe the difference. Like, well, I don't when I go to bed, I go to bed. I mean, I'm usually asleep pretty quickly, and then I'm out. Like, let's see here. What was this showing for me for last night? An hour and 5 minutes of deep sleep, 3 hours of light sleep, an hour and three-fourths of REM sleep, and I was awake for 45 minutes throughout the night. My blood oxygen was fluctuated between 70 and 90%. So yeah, that works out. Hey, Digi. But yeah, I did I track how much I walk and what my sleep is like and all that good stuff. I mean, that's a nice thing to do here with this. Use some of these health apps on your phone. All right, now I've blown what about 8 minutes just talking about nonsense. Let's talk a little bit about government. April 25th. Let's see, today's the 30th, 29th. So 4 days ago, we'll share this news article. Tennessee's GOP controlled state house on Thursday gave their final approval to legislation penalizing, I like this, penalizing adults who help minors receive gender affirming care without parental consent. And the left is going nuts. The left in Tennessee is really pissed. How dare you to require parents to be involved? Don't you know that there's parents out there that are against this for their child? And shouldn't we be allowing this child to do with their body what they want? Because after all, this child of 10 or 11 or 12 years of age already knows what they want to do with their body that will affect them for the rest of their lives. Hey, Wiley, morning. In my opinion, is worse than child abuse. It's child mutilation. Because the first thing they do is put them on hormone blockers, puberty blockers. Then they start injecting the males with estrogen and the females with testosterone. I mean, I'm even against having parental consent, allowing it. No one under the age of 18 should be allowed to do this, period. And I'm actually willing to put that up with, you know, 21, no one under the age of 21. I mean, if you can't buy a firearm, if you are so immature, you can't buy a firearm until you reach 21. If you're so immature that you can't be trusted to buy an alcoholic beverage until you reach 21, if they are so afraid of the decisions you might make on some of these until you're 21, then this ought to be another one of those that you need to be 21 years of age to be able to make this decision. Exactly, Wiley. If they can't be trusted to buy firearms, a pack of cigarettes, or an alcoholic beverage until they're 21, then what makes them smart enough to decide at 12 and 13 years old that they want to permanently alter their body? So, like I said, personally, I don't think this bill goes far enough. And the left is absolutely hating it. Now, this was the Tennessee State House. The They also are trying to make it, in another bill, trying to stop adults, make it illegal for adults to help children get abortions without permissions from their parents and guardians. So, yeah, I'm hoping this goes through, and I want to know. Well, this actually, do believe this got signed, but I want to see more states doing this. I want to see more states doing this crap. And if you want to destroy your child's body, if you want to let them destroy their bodies like this, then go to a Democrat controlled state where that's legal. Everybody, for years, the only place you could get a lot of these surgeries was in Sweden. And in recent years, even Sweden has clamped down on the ages of who they allow to have these procedures done on. Well, a lot of these delusions, Wiley, aren't self delusions, but delusions put onto them by the adults who we entrust the care of our children to for 8 to 9 hours a day, 7 to 9 hours a day in the school system. These schools and these teachers that fly pride flags and teach curriculum that allows the students to think that it's normal to think that they are a boy or a girl opposite of whatever body they currently that they were born with. Munchausen by proxy, yeah. Now, I haven't had a chance to go to the school that my grandson's going to be going to. In fact, you can't even get into the schools here now unless you're a parent of a child or you're on the access list. And I believe they put my wife on the access list, but they didn't put me on. Not because of any begrudges against me, but because I'm much less likely to go out to be picking up my grandson from school. So there's always that. But yeah, we've got to understand and be aware that it's the teachers. Of course, there's Twitter and well, it's just social media in general pushing this stuff, which is why, as parents, your child should not have a smartphone. Lots of reasons for your child not to have a smartphone, but social media is the biggest one. On top of the fact that just let's see here. I want to scope something out real quick. Uh-oh, I just dropped my mouse. Okay. I'm going to go, let's go over to Verizon. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I want to, let's close that. And what is, okay, here we go. Price low to high. Here we go. Oh, God, you can't tell me all Verizon has anymore are smartphones. They don't have any flip phones anymore? Holy crap. They they don't have any of the cheap ass phones anymore? So the lowest price phone that Samsung has is $500. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, man. Okay, Wiley, you're absolutely right. The suicide rate for people with dystopia, the last I heard, either before or after surgeries, remain approximately the same within just a few percentage points. I absolutely agree with you that we need to raise our children and not the schools, and by proxy, the government that you voted for, you and your neighbors voted for, everybody from school board up to governor, up to, and that's just within your state. People who are going to be a lot more likely to listen to you. Your district attorney, your judges. These are all people you get. We get the government we vote for, that we and our neighbors vote for. And if we vote for these left wing ideologues or right wing ideologues, but we vote for the left wingers that believe this stuff should be in our schools, and they're the ones sitting in the office. Well, you know, we get the government the majority of us want to have. And all we can do is hope and pray the constitutional protections will be sufficient to protect us from the more extreme elements that get elected into office. Now, I'm not one to usually, I mean, my wife and I think we did a good job raising our son together. We didn't have him in a lot of daycares or after school programs. He usually came home uh, to with us on the school bus and such. But today, uh, like I said, last week I went to Walmart and I bought a few things for a few dinners. Some chicken. Uh, one of the things I splurged on was a frozen pizza. I splurged on a frozen pizza, and what else? Oh, well, a $1.50 hot dog, one of the pre-cooked ones there at Walmart, a $1.50. But then I was hungry. But really, that was it. That was the extent of my splurging on stuff of that we would not consume as a family. And I spent over $200. If you take out the $7 or $5 for the pizza and the $1.50, we'll just round it up, call it $10. I spent $228 for maybe 5 meals, and they weren't even complete meals. They were relying on the fact I've got stuff in my refrigerator and freezer already. Inflation, the price of gas, a half a tank of gas used to cost me $20, now it costs me between $40 to $45. Wiley, I can't disagree with you about families that, divorce rates are high. We've got, again, that's social media uh, doing a lot of that. Women, I could not believe I saw a video on a woman who got out there and said, "Yeah, I divorced my husband. He was a great provider, gave me everything I wanted. He never verbally abused me, he never physically abused me. He is a very loving man, gentle, sweet. He's everything that you'd think a woman would want in a husband. I've got three, she had three kids by him." And she goes, "I just got bored of him. He wasn't enough for me. I wanted some more excitement in my life that he wasn't providing me." So she divorced his ass and was proud of it and recommended that other women, hey, divorce that good guy. Divorce the guy that really loves you. Divorce the guy that gives you everything you want, that provides for you. You've got children by. And she was actually recommending it. Tell them to go out and find that guy that gives them that source can give them that sense of adventure that they want. In other words, leave the guy that gave you everything you wanted and needed and go out looking for that bad boy. Go out and find that bad boy to give you that sense of adventure. That bad boy that you dated in high school and college, that you quit dating to marry this safe guy that was going to provide for you and everything. Then we got tired of that, go out, divorce him, and go back looking for the bad boy again. That's what they're pushing on social media, or that's what is being pushed on social media. Now, how many women are falling for it? I don't know. But I would imagine there's enough of them who are falling for it that it's it's going to cause more grief and aggravation. It's going to cause more broken homes. Okay, I had to step away from the computer here for a minute. Okay, as we all know, it is Monday. That means I've got stuff connected up to me. And I'm have to hook up new syringes. My wife and I were talking about this last night. She's never been home when I've been doing this self-administered stuff. She used to be home, and when I used to have to do it the old way, where I had to have a nurse home here at the house and have the IV running into my arm. She was home quite a few times when I had to do that. But since I've gone to this sub-Q system, she has not been home for it when I've had to do this. And she said she won't be home for me when I have to do this because she doesn't want to see it. I'm like, but dear, you don't you don't want to see what I go through every Monday? No. Well, thanks a lot, baby doll. I love you too. And she goes, well, you never went with me to any of my OBG appointments when I was pregnant. I'm like, yeah. Look, most men do not want to see another man spending a lot of time between his wife's legs. That's not just something I'm uh, I'm into. And she had to laugh at that. She thought that was kind of funny. Okay, new needle is in, or new syringe is hooked up and doing its thing. Next one is filled, and let's come over here to. Okay, Digi, I'm missing here. What do you mean by what? Oh yeah, I'm doing okay, Wiley. Yeah, I just had to set up, plug in a new syringe and refill the other one, so that in about 40 minutes I can pop swap them around again. All right, this happened last week, and I thought it was funny as hell. You know how the left, you know, the right are so violent. We're just peace loving people over here on the left. We all know that's a damn lie. The left are actually more the left are actually more violent than the right is. When we get violent, it's in protection of other people or our country. We get violent to protect ourselves, to protect our family, to protect our neighbor, and to protect our country. That's when we get violent. The left gets violent at the drop of a hat. They see something they don't like and they can get violent. Oh, stop the bleed course? Okay. Anyway, so now I got this article is from uh, Gateway Pundit, but this is one of the articles where I also showed the video. 63-year-old New York leftist with TDS gets rude awakening, is arrested for keying a pickup truck with "Let's Go Brandon" sticker in Florida. This man and his wife travel all the way down here to Florida for a vacation. And they decide that they want key lime pie for dessert. So he goes out to a Winn-Dixie to buy key lime pie and a couple of other things. He comes walking out of the store and sees a green Toyota Tundra pickup truck and notices it's got a "Let's Go Brandon" sticker on it. And he just sees red. He gets infuriated. He starts to Hulk out. How dare somebody offend his eyes with the Let's Go Brandon bumper sticker on their pickup truck, parked at a Winn-Dixie, that he had to walk by it. It was shoved right there in his face because he saw when he walked by the truck. That truck got up and shoved that bumper sticker in his face. And he just had to punish that truck for that, because that truck offended him so badly. Now, the only thing he had to punish that truck with was a set of car keys. So he used his car keys. Not to scratch out the sticker. No. He's got to leave that offensive message there. It's the pickup truck he wants to punish. Because it's the pickup truck that shoved that sticker in his face. So he starts keying the pickup truck. He keys it down the right side, passenger side of the truck. And he starts to walk away. Then it dawns on him that just wasn't good enough. There's 3 more sides to that truck. He really needs to make that truck pay. So he goes back and keys the front of it and the other side. He keys 3 out of the 4 sides of this pickup truck. That'll show that truck for throwing that sticker up in my face. And he goes home. Well, what he seemed to have forgot is Winn-Dixie, being the corporate-owned company that they are, I believe they're now owned by Aldi, but they got lots of security cameras. And they got him in all his glory keying that truck. So he goes out to it. And the owner comes out and sees it. And by golly, they call the police. Yeah, he's lucky the guy didn't, the gal, because this pickup truck was actually owned by a young lady. Actually, lucky that the young lady, didn't catch him in the act, because, down here in Florida, a lot of us are concealed carry individuals. And I'm afraid if I saw somebody keying my truck up, I may be punching a couple of holes in his body. But remember now, he was so angered that he had to key this truck.
Hey, how's it going? How are you? Good. Stop. So I'm guessing you probably know what this is about, right?
Victor Alpha.
No.
Now the police show up, and I've had the police show up to my house, and the first thing I start doing is I start thinking, what have I done? Now, either this guy doesn't recognize the fact that by keying that truck, he'd done something wrong, or he just no, I'm a liar.
I just checked my truck to see if I hit anything.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm investigating a criminal. It's a criminal investigation. Okay. So before I ask you anything, I'm gonna read you your rights real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you a video, and you can tell me if you remember what it's about after that.
See, I like this cop here. Before he knows he is out there, as he said, on a criminal investigation. Hey, Retro, how's it going? So he's reading him his rights right away because he knows what he's going to be doing.
That. Okay.
1125 code 5.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law.
1403.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed.
Look at the expression on his wife's face, and she keeps looking back and forth to her husband and this cop as he's being read the Miranda warning.
To represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of the rights I've explained to you?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Have you asked any law enforcement officer to speak to an attorney?
No.
Okay. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Yeah.
Okay. So anything you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Okay. So I'm going to show you a video real quick, and I'm just going to see if it jogs your memory about what happened in Winn-Dixie on Sunday night.
Was it Winn-Dixie to pick up some coffee and key lime pie? Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what you did when you walked out of Winn-Dixie?
Uh,
To the green Toyota Tundra? It was not raining.
okay. I don't recall.
So he gets his coffee, his key lime pie, and the only thing he remembers is that it was raining, which, as the cop said, no, it wasn't.
Well, yeah, I thought it was raining, but
Okay. The green Toyota Tundra pickup truck that you walked up to? You don't remember what you did?
I walked by a truck. Yeah.
Okay. What did you do to it?
I scratched it.
Why? Was it the bumper sticker? Because they've got a ton of security footage there, man.
Okay. So
I see you walking behind it, and you look over at it, and she's got a sticker that says "Let's go, Brandon" or something.
Yeah. I guess it infuriated me.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Was that it? That's the only reason you did it? You don't know who owns the truck or anything?
Yeah, that's the only reason I did it.
Okay.
Okay, 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the meeting with the guy, and the guy is already admitting, yep, I scratched that truck, and why I did it is because that bumper sticker so infuriated me. Well, Retro, I hope you had a good workout. But I mean, right there is the case, and he done fully admitted to it.
So you went on I could see you go on the passenger side, and you left a big scrape on that side, and then I saw you do a circle in the parking lot and come back to it, and then go to the.
That's the only side I did.
Okay, she's already got a few dents and stuff on it, but she somehow knew that those were new scratches, and I could see like something black in your left hand.
Yeah, I won't.
Was it a key or
did it?
Was it a key?
There was my key fob. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have that with you? It's in the truck.
Yeah.
Do you have your ID with you as well?
Oh, Mama's not a happy camper.
Hey, puppy.
Not bad. 4201.
Left over a copy, New York.
Good.
Juliet Echo Delta 5084 JED 5084 on a black GMC pickup truck. Do you live here full time or
No.
do you know which key you used?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. I'm guessing you know it's expensive to repaint a truck.
Gonna have to repaint the truck.
Did you?
Stupid, idiotic, and I'm gonna get stuck in the truck.
Well, it's like, so what? All right, repaint the truck. No big deal. I damaged somebody else's property because I didn't like a bumper sticker that they had on it. I damaged, that's this guy's mindset. That's the mindset of the left, of not all, but so many of them. I had the perfect right to scratch up their truck because they had something on it that offended me. This guy is 63 years old. He's a year younger than I am. And that is his mindset.
I'm guessing you knew why I called you.
Well,
Do you even remember?
Honestly, at first, I didn't recall. I couldn't even. There was no date. 324. Yes, it was
Yeah, it was Sunday night.
Sunday. Yes, I went there to get coffee.
Okay.
And it's stupid thing to do, but this whole no excuses.
That's what's brought to.
Get up, pay that, get the card name.
And you should.
Yeah.
Can you copy a New York deal?
I made a stupid mistake.
I love the wife's reactions here. I just love her reactions. Watch her here.
Okay.
And it's stupid thing to do, but this whole no excuses.
That's what's brought to.
Get up, pay that, get the card name.
And you should.
Yeah.
Can you copy a New York deal?
I can't believe that.
I made a stupid mistake.
I wish you could pick
Too
up
bad
what
New York.
she's saying.
Okay, so Mr. Brothers, here's the unfortunate news. She wants to press charges, so I have to take you to jail, sir. So I need you to turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Take a watch off.
Yeah, I'll take it off for you.
Awful nice cop there, taking the guy's watch off for him.
Hey,
Do you want her to take anything from you?
well, she needs to get the individual to the airport, so
Okay. Do you want her to take your car keys?
yes.
Now, why are they why is the cop letting them take the car keys when those car keys are evidence of the crime? Yeah, sure, the guy admitted it. But those car keys are part of the crime. That doesn't make good sense to me as to why the cop would let her. Yeah, you ruined our vacation. Now, see, personally, I could you imagine the conversation when they got back Sunday night when he come back and was buying the coffee and the key lime pie? Yeah, dear, there was a green pickup truck there, drove by one of these local idiots, one of these peons with a "Let's Go Brandon," and I took care of that truck. And she's sitting there, "Oh, honey, you're such a brave man. You protected us from that evil orange man, that evil, evil Donald Trump. Oh, honey, you did such a wonderful thing. That's so brave of you."
I mean, dude, it costs about $6,000. It's a felony. When you damage someone's property over $1,000, it's a felony. So normally
It's a third degree felony in the state of Florida to damage anything do $1,000 worth of damage.
I would get a warrant for you, but since it's a felony and it just happened 2 days ago, I don't need a warrant.
89 Echo 18 Golf Mike 89 Black Color for Transatlantic.
Now I actually am surprised that that guy's not arguing more. How dare you arrest me? I'm just surprised he's not arguing about this.
Do you have your phone with you?
I do not. It's your phone. You got to take me to the airport.
6101 and 7103. We're trading on here.
For a felony criminal mischief.
That's a felony?
Over $1,000 of damage is a felony. It's about $6,000 to repaint a truck.
So what does he have to do? What do we have to do?
He has to go to jail, and tomorrow morning he'll have first appearance in front of a judge.
Tomorrow morning?
First appearance for today is already over.
I do like the timing on that. This guy is going to spend the night in jail. Oh yeah, what? Yeah, exactly. Retro Wiley. You know, he admitted everything within 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the cops showing up. That's how. I mean, he's like, yeah, and what's the big deal? I only damaged a Trump supporter's vehicle. No big deal there.
Do you have anything else in your pockets?
No,
You want to give her this stuff?
yes, please.
What about your hat? You want to take it with you?
Yeah, hat and sunglasses.
You want her to take it?
Yes, please.
All right, you can grab it.
Oh, sorry.
I have cuffs on my hand, so.
Does he need anything with him or?
Do you want to bring your phone so you can have phone numbers?
My phone.
Yeah, you can bring your phone. They'll let you get phone numbers out of it. All right, here, I'm going to walk you over here. I got to keep the phone up front with me.
Okay. So one's a little tight.
Which one?
The right wrist.
The right? Okay, I'll fix it before I get you in.
Oh, I'm
Control
just a
one.
little bit uncomfortable.
Love to infer one in custody.
I only cost anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000 worth of damage,
Face the truck.
but I'm uncomfortable now.
Oh.
Wait till this guy gets in that jailhouse.
I wonder if I should have her bring me some shoes, if that's okay. As opposed to
Exactly,
flip-flops.
Tyre.
It's all right. You'll get those when you get out. They'll give you it back. They give you shoes when you're in there.
Great. Stupid.
Hey, man, it happens. How old are you?
62.
When I watched the video, I was like, there's no way it's that guy. You should know better.
Yeah, I should know better.
Okay, so you got nothing else on you, right?
No, I don't.
That I don't think there's anything else to
Just one
this.
sec.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and take a seat.
Let's
I'm gonna
see,
put the seatbelt on over top. Wash your head. You're tall, so
Let's see what the wife's got to say here.
good detective work.
Oh, stop.
You got it.
So then how does this work tomorrow? What do I need to do?
So around 11 a.m., between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., he'll be able to get released. A judge tomorrow morning, he'll go in front of a judge. A judge will read the probable cause for why he's being arrested. You can hear me too, right?
Yes.
All right. So a judge will read the probable cause for why he's being arrested. A judge will set a bond. The judge could release him on his own recognizance, which means he gets out, doesn't pay anything. The judge could set the bond up to any amount that he sees fit. So the judge could set it at 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever he wants. Then he just needs to pay the bond to get out of jail. So it'll be tomorrow around 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is when he'll be able to get out. Sorry, I know this sort of shiny is shining in your eyes.
No, you're fine.
So
Sorry, Kathy. Stupid.
Don't. Okay. So
Okay.
I will just, where do I have to go?
uh,
Will he call me or will?
he'll be able to get your phone number out of here. The address is 5525 College Road. It's in Stock Island. So Stock Island's right before you go over that little bridge into Key West.
But he'll be able to call me with that?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to remember anything.
If you look up the college or if you look up the sheriff's office in Stock Island, you'll be able to get there. But he'll be able to call you and he can tell you where he's at too. So it's next to the college. It's got it says like sheriff's office headquarters building and correctional facility.
You know he is in for it tomorrow when she picks him up. If she even picks him up.
That's where he'll be getting out tomorrow. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put your phone and your ID up front with me. Okay.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Come here. All right. You need anything to do anything?
No, I'm good, man.
Uh, I hadn't now this part. I hadn't seen anything beyond this part, so the video got cut off from the other ones. Yeah, Wiley, this is. I sat there and I've watched that as a couple. I didn't watch this one. I've watched the shorter version, and I mean it's just absolutely fantastic. That I mean, 11 minutes and 20 seconds video here, and everything beyond 2 minutes and 30 seconds is just fun because why is keying a car so terrible? Because of the damage, not just the cosmetic damage, but the fact that now that has to be repaired or else the car start rusting. Uh, and I mean, just not the cosmetic damage, that people like to have, their vehicles looking nice and shiny and clean and such. But the fact that you've now taken away all the protection to the body of the car itself and it can start to rust. That's why, I mean, when I bought this pickup truck that I've got now, it had, secondhand truck. It had some scratches and such. And I bought stuff to match the color as close as I could, bought some paint and touched up those areas, put some Rust-Oleum in there to make certain that I wouldn't get any rust buildup, then painted over top of it so that, to preserve the body of the truck. Yeah, you're right. Once you start rusting until you've treated it, cut it out, sanded it out, it don't stop. So I'll post this link again if anybody wants to watch it. Well, let's see if I can get the YouTube link itself. Da, 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 da. Get past this 2-second commercial. There we go. All right. And here is the YouTube link to the video itself. No, that's not what I want. There you go. There we go. There's the YouTube link itself if you don't want to read the news article. But let's see. Yeah, that is between $3,000 to $6,000 worth of damage to the vehicle. Does that sound about right to you, Wiley? If you have the scratches professionally buffed out and everything. That's what the article said. That's what the cops said. So, and cops are notorious for lowballing. Oh, that doesn't look like $1,000 worth of damage, because then they got to do a lot of. Okay. Yeah, you're right about that. Because they can't just repaint one side. It's like when you get a new roof. on your house. You can't, you shouldn't re-roof just half your roof. You re-roof it all. You may be able to patch a few areas, but if you've got to patch more than 25% of one side of the roof, you might as well just go ahead and re-roof the whole thing. Okay, so what's this other article I got here? Oh, I this is shame on me. I saw these articles and videos last week, and I didn't peg them. I thought I had them properly archived, but I did not, and that's bad on me. They've YouTube has changed the way that you've got things organized now, and you can't just. I mean, it used to be able to find uh, you have your save tos, and you could pull up a list of your save tos, and so I had a whole bunch of them, and now they're all gone. Let's see. Wait a second here. Let's see. Okay. So I just figured out how to make this work. Now this here's a recent. This is a recent thing that's gone on, and we got another cop video here I'm going to show, and this is also out involves a New Yorker. Ooh, I don't. Okay, Wiley, that's going to be nice. I'm not a Charger fan. I'm a Mustang fan, particularly 64 through 67, 64 and a half through 67. 69s are nice, but I don't like 70s and after. I'm not as big a fan of them at post 1970. But the 67s are the ones I really like. And I do not like the Mustang 2s. Not a fan of those at all. Okay, there it is. Now we're going to deal with another New Yorker. Oh. 66. Nice. This is a district attorney. Now, any one of us, you, me, or anybody else, we would be in handcuffs on the ground with that minimum tasers pointed at us and a half a dozen cop cars. But here we go.
So against what I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, did you hear her answer there? Let me play that again.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
I am the DA. This is the county district attorney, not an assistant, not some, the third tier down, fourth tier one down. This woman is the head puppy dog will be in charge.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
Good. Ma'am, can you please stay at the back?
Can you
This is
stop?
ma'am, this is legal traffic stop. Can you please stay over here?
No. Hey, baby, get your little guy out of here.
Sir, I stopped her for going 55 and a 35 on Phillips
On
Road.
Phillips Road.
And
coming
she
home from
failed
work.
to stop. She drove all the way back home and parked in her drive.
Now, any one of us not stopping for a cop, first driving 20 miles over a limit, then having to have the cop chase us down. Would we be allowed just to walk around like this? Watch what this woman does. If you had not seen this video is going to infuriate you.
And now she's not complying with any of my commands. Ma'am, do not go inside.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right. Ma'am, come outside. You can't just go.
Why doesn't, if this had been us, he'd be having guns drawn. He would be saying, ma'am, he'd be calling us MFers, pointing his gun at us, telling us to get on the ground and hands behind our backs.
Go inside. This is a traffic stop. Here's your phone back.
I understand the law better than you. Would you just
953. Can you have a supervisor come to the scene?
No. Get out of my fucking house.
I don't know why you're acting like this towards me.
Because
Can you please go to the back of the vehicle?
I'm not going to. I'm home. Okay, 55.
I don't care if you got home. You were supposed to stop at Phillips Road when I pulled you over. When my lights were
I
initiated.
didn't know you were stopping me. There was lots of other people on the road.
I was right behind you.
When has this ever been an excuse? What kind of nonsense is this? No, she's not drunk, Wiley. There's your link. No, she's not drunk. It's just somebody who is so used to having everybody in the county, because she's the DA, jump at the snap of her fingers. Retro, exactly. He should have gone hands-on, tased her ass, thrown her to the ground, and handcuffed her by now. Because that is exactly what happened to any one of us. Any normal citizen who was not the district attorney would be on the ground being tased. But this is a New York district attorney. A district attorney who has in the past said Trump is not above the law. No one's above the law. Throw the book at Trump. Oh, crap. There you go. No, I'm not going to put myself in timeout. Hell, I don't care. You guys want to come? I mean, there ain't but three of you. Anybody with the mic, come on. But think about it. Any one of us who have done any of this, we would already be on the ground, handcuffed.
Yeah, there were other people on the road too.
Okay, I was directly behind
I'm
you.
not dealing with you right
Can
now.
you please step over here?
I'm not going to.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
I say for DDA, she's got a nice ass.
I just don't understand the hostility towards me. I'm doing my job.
No, you're being an asshole.
How am I being an asshole?
I am the DA of Monroe County.
I understand.
And so what? You broke the freaking law.
Understand that, but
I'm
that doesn't
20
give
miles
you
an hour.
a right
And
to
I
go
was the-
55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I
don't
understand
really
that,
care.
ma'am.
I don't really
understand that.
I don't, you know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
You hear the arrogance in her voice? Yeah, write me the ticket. I'll prosecute myself for this. You hear that?
Go ahead.
I just don't understand the hostility.
I-
I understand
no,
you're
I don't
coming home
understand
from
why you're
work.
making- And half the time I was on the phone with Dennis telling him, why are you pulling me over?
You're not even supposed to be on the phone to begin with. You
Oh,
should
yes.
know that.
Oh, I'm hands-free? Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh boy, she done something right. She was hands free. How dare you? I followed that law. I may not follow speeding laws, but I'll follow that law.
You should know the law.
Okay. If it is hands-free, that's great. But at the end of the day, you're going 55 and a 35. That's 20
Okay.
miles over the speed limit.
Okay, you know what?
And for any one of us, that's reckless driving. All right, that's down here in Florida. That's 6 months without losing your license.
That's fine. You know what I've been dealing with all day?
And right there, he should have said, "I don't give a damn. I don't care what you've been dealing with all day."
3 murders in the city. And do you think I really care if I was going 20 miles over the speed limit?
I'm just doing my
I would
job.
get
If
in
you
front of
pulled,
the-
if you pulled over when you saw my lights, which obviously you did,
I thought you were going somewhere else because I thought no one would ever pull a black SUV if you ran my plates.
I didn't
Find
run
out.
your plate.
No one would dare pull me over. A black SUV. You ought to know all government officials drive black SUVs. All important people drive black SUVs.
Plate. I just called your plate out, and then I'm following you because you're not stopping. So I had to take the air from dispatch.
Just please.
We use a Terra to manage.
Mute this for the next 4 seconds. Thank you.
Back, by the way. Just come outside over here.
No, I'm not going outside.
Okay.
Like once again, she should be being put under arrest and handcuffed at this point. Exactly, Tyra. She just admitted to being corrupt. Yeah, Duck Dog. You got it right. She's the one that got pulled over. Well, she didn't get pulled. She didn't. The cop lit her up a half a mile or so from her house. She didn't pull over until she got to her house.
I'm waiting for you just to leave.
I'm having a supervisor. 953. You can have the air.
Listen to what she says here.
Just come outside over here.
No, I'm not going outside.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you just to leave.
I'm waiting for you to just leave. I'm waiting for you to leave. You're not going to write me a ticket. You need to leave here. Who in the hell do you think you are? How important do you think you are that you can write me a ticket, you peon?
Well, I'm having a supervisor come because that's what my chief told me to do.
Excuse me, out with 5 minutes.
Do you have your driver's license?
I just showed you my driver's
You show
license.
me your badge.
Thanks, 7-4.
Driver's license,
Yeah,
insurance,
14,
proof
you're
of
loading a passenger
registration,
200
please.
East River Road, apartment 200 on the 3rd
Because
floor.
I was going 55 up Phillips Road.
10-4, you can show me.
And I was
She's
just
part
trying
of.
to.
She's a DA.
Yep, I know. And I was just trying to pull into my driveway. I was on the phone with Dennis Kohlmeyer saying, would you please tell the person who's following me that I'm almost
ma'am,
home?
Ma'am, I understand you were going home, but I started my lights back at Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road, yes,
Yes.
you did, and there are other cars.
I was right behind you, directly behind you. At the end,
Go ahead, like,
listen,
you wanna,
at the
like
end
I
of the
said,
day,
go ahead if you wanna write me a traffic ticket, that's fine.
okay, at the end of
I
the
really
day,
don't care.
at the end of the day, I was stopping you for speed. If you
I've
just
had a
stopped,
really bad day. I've been dealing with
and
murders
I get
in the
it,
city
and I
all
get
the-
it. We have bad
I'm
days
sorry,
also,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry, I'm sorry.
We have bad days also. I'm gonna just add it to the job real quick. You can just go and actually add it. You don't have to use the error. At the end of the day, I was just making a traffic stop, doing my job, what I was supposed to do.
Well, fine, thank you.
Okay? So now supervisor's on his way, and then we'll go from there.
Supervisor's coming up here.
Huh?
Who?
Sergeant Johnson. I
Yeah.
understand you had it. Like, I get it.
The
We all
pure
have bad days at
arrogance.
work.
And I'm gonna go in the house, seriously, this is ridiculous.
No, this is a traffic stop, and you out of everyone should know that if there's a legal traffic stop, which I have the right to detain you until this is done.
Then just write me the fucking ticket. I really don't care.
I don't care because I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to dismiss these charges against myself. Da, 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 da. She should have been put into cuffs the minute she got out of that car. Exactly, Wiley. Tired, tired, again. She should be having those nice shiny cuffs on. She should have been tased, had a gun pointed at her on the ground, licking the asphalt or concrete of her shiny new garage or driveway. That's all there is to it. The minute she pulled in, he should have been out with his gun drawn. And when she tried to go in the house, it should have been over with. She should have been tased the minute she walked into the house earlier. But the pure arrogance of this woman. Let's see, I'm going to try to get down here.
How much should good car insurance cost you a month? $80? There's a comparison shop.
All right. Hey, listen to this.
What's the deal? Ticket? What are you gonna do?
I mean,
It's your stop. I'm not gonna interfere with that.
yeah.
It's your stop. I'm not going to interfere with it. Then why hasn't she been arrested? As the supervisor on scene now. She should have been arrested.
I get that she came home. I mean, obviously, if I
It
just trying
no
to
sense. I explained that to her.
I-
It makes
like-
no sense to her.
she came home, she failed to stop. I mean, It's a arrestable offense. I'm not trying to arrest the DA of the county, but also I want
Why
to
not?
not do my job and not at least write her something. So
No, I get it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna.
I'll at least write her the freaking going 55 and a 20.
It should have written her
At the end of the day, I got
for eluding
discretion whether or not.
No, I get it.
and everything else. Fleeing a police officer?
All right, ma'am. So I'm issuing you speed in zone 55 and a
That's
35.
fine. I'll take care of it since I'll be prosecuting myself.
Okay. At the end of the day, if you see my lights and sirens behind you, and obviously they're going off, just pull over. We can have a conversation and be on our way. I kept my eye on your vehicle. I'm not going to check my computer to see what plate it is if a vehicle is not stopping for me. I want to keep my eyes on that vehicle for my safety, so I make it home at the end of the day. Okay?
I apologize, but
I'm sorry that you had a bad day.
yeah.
All right, now. That's the original video. Okay. Oh, come on. What the crap? New York District Attorney is changing her attitude towards after a police officer's lapel camera showed her defying his orders. Sandra Dorley, the Monroe County District Attorney, was seen disregarding police officers' commands during a traffic stop on April 22nd. She's accused of speeding and ignoring police officers' lights, sirens for several blocks. Finally stopped, got out of her SUV when she got home. But the tense interaction with the police officers has officials wanting investigation. The video received national attention since it's released on Friday. Dorley released a statement saying she's going to make this right and admitted she didn't treat the officer with the respect he deserves.
Business owners, you might be entitled to compensation as part of a $5.6 billion payout. If your business accepted Visa or MasterCard, visit.
I'm sorry about that ad. There's no skip to it, so I can't skip it. There we go.
Last Monday, I failed you and the standards that I hold myself to. And for that, I am so sorry.
Oh, you're not sorry about any of that. You're sorry that the video got released and everybody in the country has seen it. That's what you're sorry about.
What I did was wrong, no excuses. I take full responsibility for my actions. I fell short of the values I've held for my entire 33-year career. I didn't treat this officer with the respect that he deserved. All police officers deserve respect.
You know, when the DA treats officers like that, what do you think? And that video gets released out like that. How is she ever going to be able to prosecute anybody for disrespecting a cop? Oh, yeah, she was smiling and smirking all over the place, Josh. Yes, she was.
I am truly and sincerely sorry.
No, you're not.
I had just come from work. I was dealing with 3 homicides that occurred over the weekend. I watched a video where an innocent...
Wait a minute. This happened on Friday.
Cab driver was executed. And I was still reeling from a frightening medical concern that my husband received that afternoon. But we all had bad days and stress, and it was wrong for me to take it out on an officer who was simply doing his job. While I previously apologized to him, I will say it again. I'm sorry. Police already have a tough job, and that day I made this officer's job harder. To the community, I owe you full transparency. Here's what I'm doing to hold myself accountable. First, I already pled guilty to the speeding ticket, and I will willingly pay the fine. Next, I'm referring the entire matter to a district attorney from another county for review and will fully cooperate with that investigation.
In other words, you're going to hope like hell that you get a slap on the wrist, a rescinded sentence to where you don't have to go to jail or anything else. You just got to be a good girl for 6 months.
I'm going to self-report this incident to the grievance committee, and I will cooperate with their investigation.
What do you mean you're going to self-report? It's already been reported to them. They already know what's going on. You aren't going to self-report squat.
Finally, if one of my assistant district attorneys had acted this way, I would have disciplined them. So I'm disciplining myself. I will take ethics training to remind myself that professionalism matters. I've been humbled by my own stupidity, and I'm fully to blame. I will make this right. I ask for your forgiveness.
Not one word about her arrogance. Her arrogance of the law. Local officials have called for her resignation and have requested the state to investigate the incident. Letitia James is who they've requested to investigate it. The state's attorney general. Like I said, this woman is another Democrat. She's been she's been supporting Letitia James in her prosecution of Trump. There's not going to be anything. All right, we'll catch you later, Duck Dog. You have a good one. So, yeah, even Governor Kathy Hochul has gotten involved in this mess. Every local official for the county signed a letter for investigation into her and for investigation into her for criminal prosecution and her resignation. So they want her gone. They understand that she will not make a good, she can't prosecute people now. She can't, because 90% of the crimes that people are prosecuted with are charges she should have against her. Failure to obey a police officer, obstruction of justice, fleeing and eluding. Those are serious crimes that get tacked on to other, resisting an officer without violence. These are all crimes she committed. These are all crimes people are sent to jail for. Does she honestly think that any defense attorney that goes up against her isn't going to bring up her own criminal record or charges she should have been brought up on? She has destroyed her career as a prosecutor, all by her own arrogance, narcissism. Who brought that up? Who brought up that she was Joshua did. Good point, Joshua. Now, she's a narcissist from the get-go. So, yeah, that woman should not be anywhere near a courtroom other than as defendant. So, in a in an ideal world, she would not only be stepping down, but she would lose her law license. She would go to jail 364 days, 300 either 364 days or 370 days, one or the other. Depends on if you want her in jail or in prison. But she should be charged and convicted on minimal, okay, reckless driving, fleeing and eluding, resisting an officer without violence, what else did I say there? I know I said at least two more. Now I can't remember what they were. Damn these drugs. Anyway. Yeah, and the thing is this cop was, and this cop needs to be, he needs to be treated, because there is no way in hell that he would be that patient with anybody else. Nobody else would he be that patient with. And you can't tell me he didn't know that she was the district attorney or some high muckety muck when he pulled in there, because he come out of his car not having his gun or taser pulled from his holster. He did not treat her the way he would treat you and me or anybody else. He was different. The only thing, well, I need to write you this ticket. Yeah, he stuck up with having to write her a ticket and not pulling over, the bare minimum. There's been people arrested, pulled out of their car, tossed up against them, and handcuffed for going an extra quarter mile, a few extra 100 yards down the road, not even a quarter mile, an extra 100 yards down the road. You didn't pull over quick enough. I'm putting you in handcuffs. Remember that pregnant woman that the Georgia State Police, they pit maneuvered her van. They went to pull her over on the highway, the freeway, and she was slowed down, put on her emergency flashers, and the damn cops pit maneuvered her anyway and rolled her and flipped her car up. They rolled her car on her. Yeah, that officer needs to. He's not exactly sparkling shiny coming out of this mess. I'll almost guarantee that he has never treated another person like he treated that woman. And this, I'm a horrible conservative. Trump. I made a comment yesterday. Somebody was bringing up Trump's 47 plans or whatever, his promises if he gets elected, and one of them is to offer more protections to the police. I believe the police have too much protection as it is. Police are the only people in the world that get away with the excuse, oh, I didn't know that was the law. The rest of us, ignorance of the law is no excuse for police. Ignorance of the law is the only excuse needed. All they got to do is claim ignorance of the law and they get qualified immunity. So, I don't hate police. I hate bad policing. I hate unfair policing. And this is what should make everybody mad, the way he treated this woman. Oh, she's the DA. I can't put her in handcuffs. Bullshit. Put her in handcuffs. She deserves it. So, okay. All right, all right. Okay, Merrick Garland was back up in front of Congress again. And Ben Klein was asking about the new ATF gun laws that they're coming around with, particularly the ones. Well, here, let me just go ahead and play it.
For us not to be thinking about that.
Given that ATF claims it can barely keep up with the workload of inspecting the current number of licensed dealers, what is the point of this new rule? Is it actually to encourage firearm sellers to become licensed, or to discourage them from engaging in the constitutionally protected activity of selling and trading in firearms at all?
Now, I talked about this last week. This is the one, because I pulled up the definitions of the pecuniary on selling your firearms. Basically, if you're making a profit, if you bought a gun for $1,000 and it became more valuable, and when you sold it for $1,800. Well, now they want to be able to consider you a gun dealer and have to get an FFL. This is what they're talking about.
Purpose of the new rule is to implement the definitional change brought by the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which changed the definition of being engaged in the business from engaged in the business for the purpose of maintaining a livelihood to being engaged in the business for the predominant purpose of earning a profit. With that change, it required regulations explaining what that means.
Okay.
The purpose is to prevent guns from being sold to prohibited persons with.
Now we'll stop the bullshit there. All right. Now this is the actual law, and this here's what he's talking about. All right. The term "to predominantly earn a profit" means that the intent underlying the sale or disposition of firearms is predominantly one of obtaining pecuniary gain, as opposed to other intents such as improving or liquidating personal firearm collection, provided that the proof of profit should not be required as to a person who engages in regular and repetitive purchase and disposition of firearms for criminal purposes or terrorism. Okay. Let me highlight that again. And for those who continually want me to post a link, here is the link to that. All right. This was that Safer Neighborhoods Act that the Democrats pushed through and Republicans such as Mitch McConnell voted for. Some of those rhinos. And what Merrick Garland and the ATF, our buddies over there, are taking is this statement: from predominantly to earn a profit to improve to The term predominantly earn a profit means that the intent of the underlying sale or disposition of firearm is predominantly one of obtaining a gain as opposed to other intents. So what they've done is they've taken that statement to mean that if you make any kind of profit on your guns, you need to become an FFL. Or you can go to prison for illegally selling your firearms. If you don't sell your guns, you got a collection of guns and you want to sell some of them off. You don't dare make a profit on them over what you paid for them. Not what they're worth, but what you paid for them. Because if you make any kind of profit whatsoever, by God, you're going to go to jail. We're going to get you. And that's exactly what the hell these guys are doing. And Chuck Schumer and crew knew exactly what they were doing when they got this pushed this bill through, and the damn Republicans like Marco Rubio and such who voted for this, Mitch McConnell, that crazy woman out of Texas, Murkowski, they all voted for this bill. It took 8 Republicans to get this bill passed the Senate, and they got the 8 that they needed. And it's because of this bill that went through, became law last year or a year and a half ago, that we're undergoing all this crap now through the ATF. Now, this bill is over 80 pages long. And while I highly recommend everybody read these bills that are up before Congress, even I have a hard time sitting down and going through an 80-page bill. Finding the time to sit down and go through 80-page bills. Now, the GOA and actually, surprise, surprise, the NRA was against this. But no, those are just evil crap. What's the term that the left likes to use for them now? Partisan group. I'm not even thinking of the right term now. Oh, really retro. Oh, that's great. Columbia, and the people are mad at Columbia. A lot of the professors are mad at Columbia now for doing this because Columbia supposedly, not supposedly, but years ago, a pamphlet, Who Runs Columbia, I believe was the name of it. Not Columbia Sportswear. I can't find the name of the article now, but there is a pamphlet that, if I remember correctly, Who Runs Columbia pamphlet. Let me. Let's see if that helps out any. No, that's not it either. Anyway, anyway, it was supposed to define where protests and all this stuff could happen at Columbia, and that the school administrations were not supposed to uh, be able to stop all protest, yada, 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 so on and so forth. When these protesters at any school start to actually interfere with the running of the primary purpose of that school, which is to hold classes and educate students. Remember, these students are still paying to be going there, and they're not going to get any refunds just because the school shuts down because of these protesters. So these protesters, once these protesters, it's just like the protests in the street, anywhere else in the country. Yeah, you have the right to protest, people. Hey, I don't care how much of an idiot I think you are, how wrong you are with what you're protesting. You have the right to protest. You have the right to make your voices heard. However, there are limitations. You can't shut down the organization that you're protesting at. Okay. You can't interfere with the operation. They tell people protesting at abortion clinics that they can't interfere with the operation of that abortion clinic. They can't even talk. Remember, they're trying to pass laws saying that the protesters at abortion clinics couldn't be in front of them. They had to be across the street, and they couldn't even talk to the anybody trying to go in or out of them. Yeah, and remember the FBI sent 20 agents after a man who threatened a worker at an abortion clinic after that man assaulted his son and knocked him to the ground. So the FBI, rather going after the guy that knocked the kid to the ground, went out in a SWAT style raid on his house while they're sitting there eating breakfast. So, I mean, the same rules for protesting protesting anywhere, the strictest rules for protesting anywhere should apply everywhere. Everybody should be required to protest under the same restrictions. And I'm going to be honest. If you're up and your idea of a protest is to shut down a street and you get ran over, absolutely no charges whatsoever for the person driving the vehicle. I don't care if they stood back, honked their horn, revved it up, burned 20 miles of rubber just to run your ass over. If you were out in the middle of the road, that's on you. I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. And if you're protesting at a school of any kind, but especially a college, to where you are interfering with what other people are paying for, you are robbing them of the product that they have paid for or are paying for, which is to get an education, you should be criminally charged with theft of services. Because you're stopping these people from getting the service that they've already paid for. They paid to be able to walk into that classroom and get an education, and you're stopping them from doing it. So you ought to be arrested for it. So, all right, ladies and gents, that's about all I'm going to say on today. You know, it's definitely a catch up. I wanted to cover them 2 cases about the New Yorkers, though, and especially about the district attorney. And I'm actually going to keep an eye on her. I've already set up for news alerts anytime anything about her hits the internet. Because I really and truly want to see that she's being prosecuted with no deal. No deal whatsoever. She's being prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And she ought to be. She ought to be charged with everything that they can charge her with everything that she would charge anybody else with. The exact same charges that anybody else who had refused to pull over after being lit up for doing 20 miles over the speed limit. So, hey, Retro, it's my pleasure. And it's my wife's pleasure to have me out here streaming while she's at work, because that way she doesn't have to hear me. She doesn't have to hear me. That's bad enough. I talked to her about this last night, and she finally told me to shut up because she's wanting to watch her TV show. So, yeah, this is me, bud. This is me in my life. You know, I sit here and I watch this stuff over the weekends, and and I tell you guys to stay off the internet over the weekend, and I don't. And I get on the internet and I start watching all this crap happening. So, unfortunately, Retro, you're probably right. It's probably going to be, she's going to be forced to resign. And I mean, that ought to be at the minimum, she lose her law license. At a bare minimum, she needs to be forced to resign or be removed from office and lose her law license. But hey, I'm just somebody that likes to see people being treated equally under the law. If it's something you're filed charges against me for, then I want to see those same charges brought against someone else for when they've done the exact same thing. But that is what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. If good Lord willing, the creek don't rise, I'll be back tomorrow. So y'all have fun, enjoy yourselves, and I really do appreciate y'all. Have a good one now.